welcome to another video. I am Debbie. Today I am going to be kitting up a project that I have already unboxed on my channel, and that is Sleepy Time from Diamond Painting Shop. And this is what it looks like. I do have this in square and in round, and so today I'm going to be kitting up the square drills, and thought what I would do, since I'm going to be working on both of these simultaneously, I thought I would use my art dot container, which is 240 bottles. So I'm going to have the squares on the top here, and then I will go ahead and kit up later the rounds, and that will go on the bottom here. So they will all be together. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I have plenty of bottles because there's 58 squares, and I think there is about the same number of drills for the rounds. So I am going to have plenty. If I need extra containers, I can do that, and that will not be a problem. So I'm going to do the squares today, and I'm going to be using the actual stickers here from Diamond Painting Shop, and I'm going to put them directly on my bottle. I don't think I'm going to have a problem with them not coming off, because I have kitted up from Diamond Painting Shop before, didn't have any problems. I have my little trash can, and I am an Art Dot affiliate. I will put my code underneath the description in case you are interested in any of the Art Dot products. Any of my commissions that I do receive go back into my channel. It is never expected, always appreciated. With Diamond Painting Shop, the drills do come in baggies, but I do not do very well using baggies, so I'm going to kit mine up. Okay, so I decided to take out the top part of the actual container, so that way I can reach it a little bit easier, and then I can just slide it right back in. And it also gives me more space because it does take up more room. I am going to see if this fits on the container. Actually, what I'm going to do with these is that the number is on here, and I don't need all of this. I don't need this number 1. I just need the symbol, and I need the DMC, and that really does confuse me. So I'm just going to take those off and then just put it on my container. These are going to have some static, I'm afraid, but I am going to have my dryer sheets handy if I need them. I also have my static guard. I'm so used to using my Elizabeth Ward containers lately that I don't think this is going to go into these bottles as well. So I'm just going to put them first into my small little tray here. And then from there, I'll just fill them up into the bottles. And I'm not sure, I know there's a lot of drills. What I may do is just fill the bottles up and then have my extras in a bag instead of having extra containers for now anyway. And then I may go back in. I have plenty of containers, so I guess I could go ahead and put those in there. Let's see, I only have 58 colors. A lot of these are going to be large bags. Okay, for now, I'm just going to do it this way. I have 2 bags of 310. I am going to go ahead and put this other one in another container, but the other one that's a full bag, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have 3 bags of, I don't want to have bottles, containers of 310 everywhere. So I think 2 will be sufficient. I might be better off to use my funnel. The 310s do have some static in them, which is why they're now on my table, but that's okay. I've gotten so used to static now, it's like, what's static? It's okay. I hope these are in order. They were in order, and then I kind of looked around at them, and I may have gotten them out of order, but that's okay. All right. I didn't say the size of this one, but the square is 56 by 78 centimeters. So it's not huge, especially from the ones I've been working on lately. These are large stickers. I like the stickers on the squares better than the stickers that came in the round kit, because the round kit is, I believe it is one of their older versions. And with the rounds, the actual stickers are not pre-cut and they are smaller. I think I may try to use a funnel just to see if that's going to work better. And this one's 317. It's really funny that it's kind of, it's been a little on the unusual side for this one. This kit started at 310 for DMC, but I've been kitting up so many lately from Diamond Art Club and then also Diamond Painting Deutschland that had a lot of the lower numbers. So it's kind of funny to just see that it started at 310. And of course, it would have to be 310s, the first one. Let's see. These are really large stickers. Some of these are really small. And I am giving these bags a little bit of air. So I'm opening them and kind of fanning them. And that has really been helping me with static as well. Once it gets to like some open air, then it seems to be a lot better. So I'm hoping that that is going to be another trick that I can use in my arsenal when I'm kitting up. Once I kit the squares up, I'm going to kit up the rounds. You will see that the next kit up sometime next week, because I don't want to have 2 kit ups in the same week, even though I'm going to go ahead and more than likely I'm going to go ahead and record that one. Just because I have everything out, but I might as well go ahead and record it. And then that way it will be ready to go. And I am going to go ahead and start working on this. But what I'm hoping to do is to get to the halfway point on my Josephine Wall Diamond Painting Deutschland kit. And I think that I can do it by the end of this month. That is the plan anyway. I'm getting closer. And if I can get that one completed, just get to the halfway point, then what I plan on doing is putting that one up for a little bit. And then I'm going to start on my moon for Summer with the Masters. That starts in June. And I think I can get that one done in 2 months. I have it already ready to go. And what I'm planning on doing is a row a week. And I've got 10 rows that I have already measured out. So there's 8 weeks for the event. So I'm hoping that I can do 2 rows in 1 week, or 1 month. But the only issue is that in June, I am going to be out of town for both work and then also for the diamond painting retreat. And that is going to cause me not to be able to work as much on that particular kit. But that's a lot of static in that one. I don't think that it's going to cause any problems. And if it does, then I will just put it up and work on it after my next event. I also would like to participate in DP for Pets that Daphne with Diamond Painting Anonymous is sponsoring. I can do a small kit. I unboxed a really cute dog and a cat on my channel not very long ago. And so I thought that would be really good. It would be a really good kit to do in between once I get to that halfway point, and then before I start on my other large one. And I may end up doing that one, so I might kit that one up as well. So that would mean I have 3 that I need to kit up, these 2 plus that one. And then also I have to decide which kit that I want to take with me to the retreat. I don't want to take a huge one. I want to take a new start. So I am in between a couple of kits. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to unbox this week and next week on some kits that I kind of want to take with me. Oh, the static on this one's tough. I may have to get my dryer sheets out. I was hoping I wouldn't have to. And now they are everywhere. Of course they are. I mean, the static in this was so bad. This one is 336 that they're just clinging to my hands. And now they're also clinging to this funnel. I even sprayed this funnel with starch, with my starch spray. Thought that would help, but it doesn't do much. Let's see if I can just shake them out of here. I was really hoping that with the summer, it would bring my drills to where they're not that much static in them, but so far, no. Oh, this is a huge mess. Let me clean this up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I stopped for a minute and I realized there was one of the bags was open, and that's where some of these drills were coming from. So I took care of that, opened some of these bags so they can air out a little bit before I get to them. And usually that's been helping. So now make sure I have these in order. All right, so now I am on 414. Right now, I am just putting these in the order that they are by DMC. I have a piercing tool that I use for card making, and I thought about getting my piercing tool out and just put a little hole in each one of the bags and then kit it up a day or so later, or maybe even hours later. but I don't know if that might make a mess. I'm not really sure if that would be the best idea or not, because if the bags are open, even if it's a small little hole, if I was really careful and did it small enough, then it would probably be okay, because that way it wouldn't be large enough for the drills to come out. I'm not really sure. I may do maybe one bag that way and see if it even does anything. Maybe it may not even be worth it. I am breathing into the bag, which is kind of weird, but it works. So that one wasn't bad at all. And for only 58 colors, it shouldn't take me long to kit up, but it is. And for those of you that like to work in the bags, that would be wonderful. I mean, I really wish that I could, but I like my drills also to be laid out where I can see them. If I had them just in the baggies, I know what would happen for me. They would get out of order, and then I would have a terrible time trying to get them back in order to find out which ones I need. And I think it would take me twice as long to diamond paint. And then I would probably not close them good, and I would spill them. It's just, for me, it's an accident waiting to happen. I don't need to make things harder on myself. I do a good enough job of that in other areas. So far, these are in now alphabetical order as well as DMC, so this is perfect. I really do like that. Let's see, 603. And it's been a while since I have kitted up from Diamond Painting Shop. I cannot remember if theirs were always like this, to where they were in this order. Yep, reading in the bags really does help. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. That'll be kind of embarrassing. Let's see. It does help with the static. And I'm all about whatever works. Especially when I want to also get the rounds done, because I want to start on this. And I want to have both of them ready before I get started. Because if not, then I'll just keep working on the one. I also need to decide what in the world I'm going to take with me on the retreat. I keep going back and forth. I want something that will fit in my suitcase. I don't want to have a lot that I'm going to have to carry, because I am going to be flying. So we will see. Okay, now I'm on the 677s. I'm going to open a few of these and just put them up against here and just hope that I don't spill them. Okay, 677, 6720, that's that one. I have these in some kind of order here. I thought I did. Right, 731 is that one. A lot of these colors I haven't used in a long time, especially the browns. I've been working on so many blues lately. Let's see, 738, which I am fine. But my Fly Me to the Moon, it's a lot of blue. And I'm good with that. Then I started working on a smaller kit just when well, not really small, it's 70 by 80, but a kit when I am downstairs with my family. Started working on that one, and it has a lot of blues. I'm like, goodness, I need to branch out a little bit. And then once I start working on my moon, that one's going to have tons of blue. So I'm really looking forward to this kit because it has browns and purples and yellows and even orange. Oh yeah, that's the way to go. Just blow into it. We do what we have to do. So by the time that I get finished with the moon and fly me to the moon, I probably will steer away from blues for a while. And anything that has the theme of moon. I think I'm going to be getting tired of doing that by the time that I finish. And so far, I'm not getting tired yet. There it is. I'm not getting tired of my large max color kit. I figured I would, like I did with Diana, but I think I could even keep going once I hit the halfway mark. But I think that will signal that it's time to stop that one so I don't get tired of it. Maybe work on a square or two a day. Because with my squares, I am doing 4 up or 4 down and 4 across. So I could make it even smaller if I wanted to, or just do that a day. But it is quite a bit of confetti, or it will be more so confetti, I've been told, on the bottom half than the top half. Let's see. I like that color. That's 720. It is partly cloudy here today. The sun keeps popping in and out. I was really hoping that I could get some of this done before our rain hit this afternoon, so I could have at least some natural light. I wanted to work on this yesterday, which was Monday, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to. I'm going to keep this one over here. Let's see, the next one is 733. I have so many. Oh goodness. I didn't know that still had some static in there, so I've got couple of drills. I don't mind losing 1 or 2 drills, but I don't want to lose a bunch of them. Okay, 738. I'm working on so many whips right now that I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this. So when you guys are working on several kits at the same time, or you just like to rotate, which is what I'm kind of doing, is just doing some rotations. Do you do like a row, and then once you complete that row, you put that one up, and then you work on your next one? I know that several of you are doing more than one event, and your events, a lot of you are doing different kits for different events. So I'm just really curious, what do you normally do? How do you normally rotate and you go to the next one that you want to work on? This is, wait a minute. What number is this? That is 730. Oh, I know what I did. I'm like, oh no, wait a minute. What have I done? 731 is right there, so that's right. This is not 733. What is this? Oh, this is 738. Okay. All right. I very seldom do that, to where I have the wrong one. And I don't know, I did say earlier that I haven't kitted up a diamond painting shop in a while, and that is not true, because I kitted up the moon, and that was diamond painting shop. And that one had about as much static as this one does. Maybe a little bit less, but not by much. Okay. I've got some larger ones coming up, so I'm kind of trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, that's 733, 738. Now I can move on. Starting to wonder what was going on there. So yeah, definitely let me know what you guys do. If you complete maybe a row, or you do a square and you go back and forth. The only thing with that, on my larger ones, I would hate to have to keep taking it off my table and then putting them over to my drafting table, which is where I keep the ones that I'm working on. Or I do hang some up. But I'm running out of space on hanging up. And I've got to start working on some of my kits, because I kitted up quite a bit last year. I just decided I was in the mood to kit up. And I kitted up quite a few kits last year. And so now I really could use that space. I could really use my containers. That would be really nice, to be able to use my containers that... Let's see if I can get this in here without overflowing. There's only a few left. I don't want to leave this bag, and I don't want to put this in another container. Maybe, yeah, I got it. Except these are all in here. Let's see if I can do about that. But I would have to take everything up, and that is a lot of work. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to do one row, put it up, another row. But my plan was to at least complete half of my diamond painting Deutschland, especially due to our event. And I am so close to meeting that goal, which I'm really excited about. But I want to keep working on it. I don't want to put it up and then wait until next year and get it back out again. I would like to go ahead and work on that one little by little, and maybe finish it sometime by the end of the year. If I could get it finished really before the end of the summer or beginning of fall, that would be really nice. I don't see that happening because of all the other kits that I have scheduled to work on. And normally I don't decide what I want to work on in advance, but I have been lately, and especially with some events that I really want to take part in. And of course, all of those events that I want to take part in, except for DP for Pets, that one is a smaller kit that I can easily work on. But other than that one, the ones that I plan on working on for some of the larger events that are coming up, those I've got to figure out what I want to do. This one's 801, in the way of how can I get the ones I want done, plus work on some smaller ones too. And I didn't even think about the JBG, Jasmine Beckett Griffith. It just came to me that I didn't even think about that one. But I do have some smaller ones, and those tend to go fairly quickly. 823, I need 825. On this side over here. Those can go fairly quickly for me. I have done 3 of hers, I believe, and there are a lot of color blocking, and I have several I can choose from. So I think that one is just a month-long event, if I remember correctly. So I can get one of those finished. But that also depends too on when the event is. If the event is during the time of another large event, I may not be able to do it. Not exactly sure. I need to go and look on Mr. and Mrs. Dubé's spreadsheet and see when that one's scheduled and see if I can get that in there, because I did that for the last, I know I did last year, and I think I even did it the year before last. And that would also help to reduce my stash, which is what I'm really aiming for. Not so much of on my no buy of saving money, which, you know, that's nice too, but mainly because my stash is getting out of control. And I'm getting out of control getting up so much. Working on so many at one time, I'm never going to get something finished. But I enjoy doing it that way. I enjoy having a variety, and I don't like just working on the same thing just over and over. Got about 4 that's on here. I'm not even going to worry about it. Hopefully I won't run out of drills. I don't think I will. That's a really pretty color, just 814. I really like that. And there's not a lot of blues. There's some blues in here, which I'm about to kit up 2 little blues, but there's not a whole lot of blues, not like what I've been used to. I may even work on this one in between working on my other large ones, because that way it'd give me a break from blues. Okay, 828, 823, 823. It seems like the darker colors actually have more static than the lighter colors, which doesn't really make any sense. Okay. I'm getting somewhat closer on this. I do have more time in the summer to diamond paint and to read. That's when I really get a lot of my books that I haven't had a chance to read during the year to read in the summer. So I do have a summer reading list. And I used to love reading a lot of like romance and historical romance. And now I am gearing more towards mysteries and thrillers. And I've always loved mysteries. When I was younger, like growing up and in school, I would read so many mysteries. And then I kind of switched and started doing romance. And so now I'm like, oh, I like a good romance every now and then. But I love mysteries. And I really do try to read audiobooks or listen to audiobooks. It just doesn't do it for me. I will, but then I get kind of tired of just hearing the voice. You know, the voice of the narrator. Oh, I almost made a mess. That's a good catch. I do get tired, like the narrator. It's like, okay, I cannot listen to any more sound. I need some quiet time. And then I put it up and kind of forget about it. The narrator for me has to be really good and entertaining and just cannot be monotone. If it's a monotone narrator, then I can just forget that idea. This is a big bag of green. This is like a hunter green. I'm trying to get some of these flyaway drills off of here. Aha. Now I think I've got this figured out. Maybe I'm almost done. I still have several more to kit up, but it's now going a little bit faster, so that's good. Let's see, I'm at $8.95. I'm gonna open some more of these bags, and that is helping too. So if you are going to be kitting up and you're kitting up out of baggies, you may want to try this little trick too. Just open the bags, let air in, which is what I'm really seeing a big difference on. I just don't want to forget they're open and then I grab a bag and they go everywhere. And I can see me doing that. 938. Okay, here we go. Some more 9s. But if I do get bored on working on a kit, since I have so many kitted up, I have options. Because that is my plan for this summer. I want to diamond paint and read as much as possible. And my daughter has been working on diamond painting forever. And she forgets about it, and in the summer or when she's out of school on break, then she wants to work on it, and she'll work on it for hours on end and then days on end, and then she puts it up and then it's up for a long time. So I told her we need to get that one done because she wants to get it framed and put it in her room. And it's one of the princess panels too. I'm like, you know, this is really popular and you're just letting it sit here. I don't want it to ruin, even though it's covered and it's laying out. Like, I don't want anything to happen to it because you can't get another one unless you are lucky enough to find one in a D-stash group, and then they're going to want a lot of money for it, and we're not going to do that. And you already have it, so you need to work on this. So that is one thing that we want to do together. She wants me to work on it with her. So I thought, we'll get that done this summer. I will work on one section and she can work on another section and we can get that one knocked out. And that was her first one. And it was kind of large, a little on the aggressive side to start her out on that one. But that's the one that she wanted to do. And looking back, I should have said, let's do something a little bit smaller and then move up and see if you like it. But no, I thought this will be just fine. And it is, it's okay. She'll get it done, or we will together. I hope that she hasn't lost all the drills. If she does, I'll just purchase more drills and we'll just do it that way. I'm not going to do it all for her, so she's going to have to help me with it, and she wants to. That way I can say that it's hers, she did it. She did the majority of it. And I would like to get that one out of the way and also see if we have any drills left, see what she's missing. I know that she did lose a few drills when we moved on that one. All right. I said I was going to do less events this year and to be very particular on what events that I'm going to join. And yeah, I think I am going to do less events, but the events that I'm doing are all large. So I could have done more events with smaller paintings. This is 920. But a lot of my kits are really large anyway. And I really need to start focusing on the kits that I'm purchasing and go for some smaller ones. Not necessarily snack size, but not 100 centimeters either. I have one that I'm going to work on next year, and I think that it's at least 120 centimeters. It's huge. And that one was from Dreamer Designs. I think that was, at the time, I'm assuming that it still is now, because it's a fairly new kit, but at the time I think it was Dreamer Designs' largest kit. And I saw it and I thought, this is really cool. I'm going to clean this out a little bit. Thought this one's a really cool kit, and oh, it's cool, all right. It's huge. But when you work on large kits, it just takes longer. Just work on one section at a time, and it just takes longer. If you're wanting to get a quick finish, then that would not be one of them. I'm liking all these oranges. I'm not really an orange. It's not really my favorite color. I don't really gravitate towards orange, but I'm loving these oranges because it's different. I need a variety in my life. Didn't realize I really needed that until I started working on all these blue kits. I do have several that did not fit in one container. I just went ahead and decided to put them just in one for now. I started out with two and then decided I'm just going to do one, and I can just add to them. Still had some orange ones in there to add to my containers. And normally I have a pencil. I will mark on there if I have any leftovers, and I'll do that later too, because I did not bring my pencil into this room. I have a pen, but I don't want to use a pen, because when I use a pencil, then I just erase it whenever I use up all the, or when I put all the drills into the containers. But for me, I don't mind having another bag that I keep close by when I'm diamond painting with extras in it. That doesn't bother me at all. I have a little shelf in my craft room, and I just keep all those there. The bag is labeled, so I know what they are, or I would never figure it out. But as long as I stay organized, I'm pretty much okay with it. Trying to clean up a little bit. I like to clean up as I go. 9:38. I don't usually use a funnel, but this has actually worked out pretty good. It's a pretty brown too. So far, just glancing at these symbols, I don't see any symbol that's going to give me any problems whatsoever. Either that, or I'm just getting used to all the different symbols, because a lot of the symbols now from one company to the next, they're very similar. When I first started diamond painting, I had a really hard time with symbols. Couldn't figure out what was what. but now it doesn't seem to be so bad. All right, I'm going to get these and open all of these. I do have some ABs that I need to put in. I'm going to go through some of my ABs, see what I have, and see what will work for these kits. I have more square ABs than I do rounds, so I may order some because I want to use the same ones in both kits, and I want to use them in the same place. So that way when I go to look at these kits and compare, whenever I have finished a section, if I don't use the same ABs or the same crystals, it's going to be kind of hard to compare. But it's going to be really cool because the round kit actually comes with crystals instead of ABs. And so the square kit comes with ABs and not crystals. So that's going to be interesting too. Okay, I'm going to let those sit for just a minute. Go ahead and put some of these on here while I'm letting those air out. I have seen on some other videos and also just seen on Facebook and Instagram that some are now just leaving numbers on their containers. Like they'll number them 1 through, since this gets 58 colors, I'll say 1 through 58. And then they don't use the symbols and they don't use any of the actual stickers. They just use the same stickers over and over, the number stickers. And then when they're looking at symbols, they just go and look at their schematic and see what number it is. I've done that on the smaller kits, like some of the discount companies. If there's not that many colors, and instead of me going through all of the task of having to scan it in, and because it's so small, usually 30 by 40, I'll just go ahead and do it that way. And I can do it with the smaller ones. And I'm actually going to do that with another one that I'm going to be kitting up. That's going to be a discount company. But I don't know if I can do that on my larger ones. That's going to take longer. I'm just not sure how that's going to work out. Just a couple more in there without making a huge mess. That's good. And something, I don't know what it is, but something is going on with our printer. And I have looked at it. I have no idea what is going on with it. 3856. I don't have these in order now. That's an A 38. What did I say? 3856. Okay. Where's 3819? Let's see. 938. I have a huge bag already, so I'm going to put that one up in my little stack over here. Now I need 3064. Got all these open, so let's see if that does anything. $30.64. Okay. But as I was saying, we're having a problem with our printer. And it is a wireless printer. And I don't know if this means that it's going to be going out soon. Let's do this one first, 3772. But it prints just fine. I haven't had any problems with printing. It will print without any issues. And it prints wirelessly. But when you want to go and make a copy or you want to go scan, it won't do it. You can, when you go to make a copy, you just raise the little lid and then you put your copy down, you click on copy, and it just normally would just copy. But ours isn't doing that now. It is not giving us the option to copy. We go to copy and it just sits there. Won't do anything. Doesn't say there's a problem. Doesn't say, it's active. Doesn't say it's in the queue. It just doesn't do anything. So we can't copy. And then now it's starting to do that with scan. We have taken the printer offline. We have removed it from all of our computers because we all can use that printer. And we have reinstalled it, and it still will not do what we want it to do. It still will not copy, still will not scan. And so that's been kind of a problem because I need it to do both. And especially if I'm working from home, I need something scanned so I can send it to somebody else. This past time that I needed to scan and send something to a third party for work, I had to go all the way to work, which isn't that far. I mean, it's less than 15 minutes, but it's just the fact of going all the way up to the office to scan something in. It was 5 pages, and then to email it, which I could email at home, but just to scan it, went all the way up to the office to scan, which again, takes me about 15 minutes in traffic. So not bad at all. But then, it's 30 minutes away from me being able to do things that I need to be doing. I could have spent that 30 minutes working more. And then the fact that it took me less than 5 minutes when I got to work. And it only took me 5 minutes because I had to, unlock the doors, unlock my door. I had to wait until the printer, our large copier at work, went off of the sleep mode. And then I was able to go home. So I really need to be able to scan. And then my husband works from home some, and he needs to be able to scan. So we may have to end up buying a new printer just because our printer is not scanning. And I asked our technician at work, I'm like, is there anything that you can think of that we can do? And it's an HP printer. And he's like, I really don't know. He said, it just sounds like that once it starts doing that, then you're going to have a problem because pretty soon it's not going to print. But we've had this problem now for a few months. We're still able to print. It's a nice printer. And so I really hate to have to ditch this printer. And we could still use it to print, but I really hate to have to buy another printer just because we need to scan every once in a while. So right now we are just making do just because we really don't want to buy another printer. Oh, this is static is hitting again. All right, 3862. I really hope I'm in frame. I was. Let's see. And it just bugs me to have all of these drills on my table. I like to keep my work area clean, except when I'm making cards, I have stuff everywhere, and my work table is not clean at all. 3856 is next. Getting closer. I am really curious when I go to kit up the rounds, I'm going to have a lot of static there too. This one wasn't as bad as the last one. That 3862 was pretty rough. This one's 3856. I think it's almost lunchtime. I'm getting hungry actually. I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch. I have no idea. For that matter, I don't even know what we're going to be doing for dinner because I haven't gotten anything out. It's just one of those days that I have a lot of things on my to-do list for the week. I'm trying to get as much as possible done each day just to get it out of the way. I do have a lot of plans I want to do for this summer. Plans of getting things accomplished around our house. If I can get all, surely I can get these in here. This one's a lot of static too. Oh, and they're all very clingy. Let's see if I can get these out of here without making a horrible, horrible mess. There's like 4 that's left in here, and I am not going to worry about 4. It's a good thing we're usually given extra drills. I need to clean this out too. I think it's time to spray some more static guard on my funnel, but I'm almost done. Okay. All right, so let's see, I'm on 3865. This one's been open for a while, so maybe, just maybe I'll get lucky. These look really bad on static wise. I need to save as many of these as I possibly can because I don't have that much of this color. I actually need this one for my Heaven and Earth design, and I don't think that I have enough on my Heaven and Earth design to finish it, although I do have a lot left to go on that one, so I have plenty of time to save any drills that I do get. Now let's see if I can get all of these down in here. All right. It wasn't horrible, although I have them all over my hands. I've even put dryer sheet, rubbed it on my hands, which I absolutely hate doing. Just so they won't stick to my hands as bad, but they are. I think they're getting immune to dryer sheets. I'm going to clean this out because I'm about to go into my ABs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 ABs in this kit, which is really cool. You usually don't get that many ABs from any kit, so I'm excited about that. So I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to get the ABs out. And I bet they're really staticky. Probably need to clean out my garbage can. All right, here are all the ABs. I'm going to open the ABs. If I didn't just hit you, I think I did. So sorry. Let's see how bad the ABs are. Let's just open these up, get these aired out. I'm still debating how I'm going to do these two kits. I think I'm going to section them off about the same. Just measure it off on the same length and width for sections and do it that way. I would like to finish a row on one and then a row on the other one before I go back and forth. And I'm not going to mind at all doing the same kit. I've never done the same kit before though, and so that's going to be quite interesting on doing the same kit twice. But this kit is so cute and it's so bright that I think it's going to be just fine having two kits going on at the same time. And that's why I don't want to do all of one and then do all the other one. I want to break it up. So that does give me a break between rounds and squares. And I haven't done a round in a while. So I really am looking forward to that because I am working on all squares right now. Diamond Painting Deutschland square. I'm really enjoying that kit. This is taking me much longer than I thought it was going to, and I'm okay with that. I hope that you're okay with that as well. And I know that some of you like to work on your diamond paintings while you're listening, so this will give you time to work. Because I feel like I'm really slow on this today. I hope my speed picks up today. I've got some things to do around here, and if not, I'll be working on it all the rest of the day. Alrighty, this is looking good. It may not rain after all today. They do say we're supposed to get some storms in. I'm just putting the stickers on so that way these can have a little airflow for a few minutes. Gives me a break from fighting static. And also I think they save a little bit of time. Not a whole lot, but it might save some time. While I'm still waiting for a few minutes, I'm going to cut this part out. So I have all the stickers on now. Okay, I don't need this anymore. What I'm going to do with this for now, this is showing what is in here. I'm going to put this underneath or maybe even on top of my drills. So that way I know exactly what's going to go into this art dot container. I will do the same thing with the rounds. And then once I am finished with this kit, then I will cut the picture out. I will put this photo on in my journal. Then I'll have all the information right there at my fingertips. So that will be really nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these in 963 AB. 963. These are really pretty ABs. And I'm not sure yet which ABs I'm going to add. I might even add crystals to both. What I may do is, because squares have ABs, they don't have crystals, I might add crystals. I have some crystal squares. I might add crystal squares to this one and ABs to the rounds. That might be kind of cool. This is 905. I'll make sure I get the right ones in here because now they're not in order. so that way, if I did that, then it would be similar because they both have ABs and crystals. So that might be something to think about too. I hope I can get all this in here. I haven't just made a huge mess. See if I can squeeze it down some. That's going to be pushing it. Let me see if I can do this. I have a few left in here, and I really don't want to have a bag just for those. But this one is completely full. I may have to put these. I'm going to have to put these in another bottle. I'm not even shaking it up. I don't think it's going to be enough. Nope, this one's full. Okay, that's fine. I'll just do this. I am very careful with my ABs. I do not want to lose any ABs. Those weren't bad at all. Now, if my other ones would have been that nice. 907. If all my other drills would have been that easy, this wouldn't have taken me this long. This may be the same thing. Wow, that was easy. That's nice. These are going to have to go on another one too. Wow, definitely. I didn't know I went that far over. Okay. I'll just do this, get another bottle. I could put a few more in there, but why bother? I've got to put these in here anyway. I'm going to do this. Just in case, because I know I'm going to make a mess. This may be too much for this bottle. No, we're good. Okay. We are good on that one. All right, I need 742 AB. So that's a really pretty orange. I like that. If you hear airplanes, I am really sorry. I'm sure you will, because they are, I think they're practicing today. They've been doing a lot of flight training at our little airport that's close by our house. And the other night they were doing what they call touch and go at night. And that's where they just will decide to just go ahead and they take off. They go into a big circle and then they will touch down and then they will just keep going. They'll touch down and they'll get ready to go back up again. And there were several like that. We were sitting outside and I'm like, this is getting so annoying. 7:43. And usually they'll stop around 10 or 10:30. And most of the time it's on a weekend, but it has been on a weekday lately. And I thought, before we moved here, I don't know where I'd gotten this from, but I could have sworn that with the airport here, that they closed at 11. So when we were looking at houses, I thought, well, that's not so bad that we're close to the airport. Because we liked the area, we liked the house. And then I found out, my husband was like, well, why did you think that? Because they're open 24/7. I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me this before we bought this house? And I'd already mentioned to him that that's what I had thought in the beginning before we were even bought a house. And I guess he didn't remember that conversation. Like, I don't know how you did not remember the conversation, because we had that conversation several times about it wouldn't be that bad because the airport closes at a decent time. And they weren't, for some reason, I didn't think they were even open on Sunday. So I don't know where in the world I got my information. But I was totally, totally wrong. And now I've gotten to where it doesn't really bother me. The small planes are not that bad, but the jets, they're the ones that really annoy us because they're very loud. And sometimes we wake up middle of the night and we hear planes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Those are usually the corporate jets. So next time we look for a house, that is one thing that we both have adamantly agreed on, that we are not going to be in any vicinity close to any airport. I can't imagine if you were like at an international airport like Atlanta, the Atlanta airport, there's no way. I could not do it. We do have trains around here too, but I very seldom hear them anymore. When I first moved here, my husband's house, when we first got married, I'm like, oh, I don't know what I've done. I'll never be able to sleep again. But then after a while, I didn't even hear them. But of course, it took a long time before I got that far. All right, guys, we are done. They look so pretty in here. I love to just look at the colors. They're very bright. I got it picked up a little bit. Thanks so much for joining me. It does keep me company. A lot of times I don't want to just sit and kit up, especially something that's I know it's going to take me a long time. But then I think about doing a video on it, and it makes the time go by so much faster because I know that others are joining me. So I do appreciate it. If you've made it this far, I am sure you will like it here. Please click on the subscribe button before you go if you're not already a subscriber. And also, if you would click on the like button, that helps so much. And I love to read all of your comments. So you put your comments below. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.